Hi, this is Jeanette, and welcome to The Bridge Within. Today is March 29th, 2026, and I've been hearing more speculation that there could be another lockdown coming. I've been hearing it more in the spiritual community and in the secular community. Plus, I had a dream about it in the spring of 2021. So, I'm not sure what the lockdown will look like. I have heard rumors that there is a lockdown taking place in Europe, some parts of Europe right now, and it's over gas shortages. And I have heard that it's like a modified lockdown, like people can only go out every other day to kind of help ease the price of gas. And they're saying, with the war in Iran, that that could happen here too in America. I don't know. I really don't know what it would look like. It feels like ever since the first lockdown was lifted, they've been trying to find ways to scare us into going into agreeing to another lockdown. They've been throwing out scary viruses, rumors of scary viruses out there. They're talking about potential catastrophes. They're talking about like maybe the war of Iran can come here, like we have sleeper cells here, and they're talking like one of the Iranian sleeper cells may be responsible for the fire of the oil refinery in Texas. I'm not really sure on that because I've heard other theories too. So I really don't know what to believe. Anyways, I don't know if there is a lockdown, what that will look like. I do know that I'm not looking forward to it. And I know it was really hard on everyone who experienced it. And I know some of you lost everything. And I am really so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I understand in Washington state, where I am, that we were locked down. We were one of the states that was locked down the heaviest. I think Oregon and other states were, and California were locked down just as heavily. And I'm sure there were some others. And that really was that was hard, and I feel like in a lot of ways it was damaging. It was scary. I remember I was terrified of COVID, but after 6 to 8 weeks, I got cabin fever. I had to get out. So I took my little dog, he's about the size of a coyote, and we just started going hiking. And we were the only ones on the trails and up in the mountains. In a lot of ways, it was fun. In a lot of ways, it was some of the best times of my life. I mean, just to have the whole nature all to ourselves, it was really wonderful. There was only two times I was frightened. There was one time when we ran across a man in a big car doing wheelies in a parking lot. I didn't know what kind of guy he was, and we were alone. But then I had Decker, my dog, so I didn't feel so scared. And the second time, Decker and I had started out on a hike. We were about three-fourths to half a mile into the hike, and we heard coyotes, and they seemed to be over here, then they seemed to be over here, and they were talking to each other, and they were ahead of us. I felt like we were surrounded. It really felt like we were kind of maybe being watched or maybe being hunted. I don't know. I worry about my dog Decker. He's about the size of a coyote, but if you get a group of coyotes and that want him, I'm not sure me and a big stick and Decker could really fend them off. So I was frightened for him. So I took him and we ran back to the car. And he was so mad. He was so angry with me. He knew that we had just started the hike and he knew we didn't finish. He was so disappointed. And so was I. But you know what? He was okay. I was okay. And that's what was important. And we went back another day. And that I noticed during one of the hikes, it dawned on me just how hard the lockdown was, even on my dogs. Um, Decker, who is usually a very cautious dog and will only run up to you if he considers you part of his family, got so excited when people in the summertime started going back up into the mountains and going on the trails again. He saw people and he was wanting to go and greet them, and he was wanting to go and greet the other dogs, and he was like turned into Mr. Sociability. I just couldn't believe it. He was so happy to see other people and other dogs. So I knew that the lockdown was really hard on him too. Anyways, so I'm not looking forward to another lockdown, but I am looking forward to I am and I'm not looking forward to it. So I'll tell you my dream, and I think then you'll understand why part of me doesn't want it and part of me does. So I was having a dream, and this it was black, no visual whatsoever, which is unusual. I've only had two dreams like that where there's no visual. And in the dream, there's someone talking to me, and they're like, "Okay, Jeanette, there's going to be one more lockdown, and you are not to sneak off this time. You are not to go out and go hiking anymore. You are to stay home." And I remember thinking, "Oh, but there's going to be some nice weather." And they're like, "No, Jeanette, you are not to go hiking this time. You are to stay home." So then they went on to tell me, now the lockdown's going to be short. It's not going to last that long. And when it's over, this whole mess will be over with. And that was the dream. And I was thinking at the time that the lockdown would be over a virus. But, now that I can see the whole picture, I was thinking, well, take you back. I was thinking when they said it would be all over, the whole mess would be over. I was thinking that, the virus would be gone. But now I'm looking at this whole mess, how it keeps going on and on and on. I mean, the world's never been the same since COVID started. It just is, it's a weird world right now. I don't think I'm the only one that feels like there's something really strange about our world. It's really different. And so I really think when they said this whole mess will be over, I think they're talking about this war between good and evil, this war that's being fought over us and our world and our resources. I think it'll be over when if that lockdown takes place. I do believe that when that is lifted, we will be living in a new earth, and it'll be the kind of earth where we can thrive. It'll be the kind of earth that will support who we truly are as humans. I don't think humans are naturally selfish and unkind to one another. I think that's a lot of the program that we've had. We've been programmed that we're never enough. There's never enough, and that we have to take care of ourselves because there's not enough to go around. I just don't think that's natural. I think we are naturally loving and beautiful beings. And I think we're going to be living in a world that supports that. And I think we'll be living in a world where we will all see each other as one. Like, what affects one affects me. What affects you will affect me. So we want everyone to thrive. So I think when when that voice said that everything will be over, there might be a mess to clean up. I think we're going to have to establish the kind of world that we want to live in. And I think we can do it. And I think we'll do a great job. And I think we'll have lots of help from the other side in making this world that we all want, one of peace and one of love and one of joy, one where we can express ourselves in our natural way, where we can grow and be what we are, where we can explore our spiritual gifts, where that doesn't have to come on the weekends in form of a hobby, where we are strapped down to a job. I really believe this will be a world where we just do what we love, we're provided for, and if we do have to provide for ourselves, it's not going to be that hard. And it'll be a group effort, but it won't be like communism. It will be it will just be really good. I just really believe there will be no selfishness and no hardship. There might be a little, but not like where it is today. I mean, the world isn't set up right now where everyone can thrive. Some people do. Some people find this world really joyful and they feel they thrive and they're able to live their best lives. But most of the people, No, most of the people don't. Most of the people were kind of strapped to a job, and we have to do those things that we love on when we have extra time, which doesn't come that often. So anyway, if you have had a similar dream of something that you feel is coming up, like another lockdown, and maybe I would really appreciate it if you would write in the comments what you saw or experienced or felt. And I would love for this to be a community. I know I've said this before, where we share with one another, we learn from one another, we support one another, and we grow together. We grow together in righteousness and we rise up in, what is that? It's just our energy field rises up. We can go into the fifth dimension, and let's do that. Let's do that for each other. Let's be there for each other. Let's let's be like a little escape from this world, and let's envision what we want so we can help create it together. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for spending time with me. Bye. It won't turn off. Hi, so I want to clarify that in the dream, I sensed there would be some nice weather. And I just want you to know that here in Western Washington, whenever we can see the mountains, that's considered a nice day, whether it's winter, spring, or fall, or summer. So I really don't know what time of year it was in the dream. All I know is I sensed there'd be some nice weather. And here we have low mountains and high mountains. And the high mountains get snow in the winter, where the low mountains rarely get snow. And you can hike them really easily throughout the year.